Hey, it's Clay. On the screen here, you see some of the results from the money-making strategy that I'm going to talk about and share with you here. So I want you to know that as far as theory is concerned, none of that. Nothing from a textbook. This is just real life, nitty-gritty how-tos of how when you manage your money in certain ways, there can be some great results from it. I'm going to get into more detail through all this, but just to set up a little bit of context here, what you see on the screen, Disney decided to pay me $1,800.24 right in my wallet. Very, very cool. But like I said, when you approach this whole money management thing in a certain way, when you view it in a certain way, it's amazing what can be done. And here's just one example of that. And again, this all happened in one single day. The total was over $2,150, but Disney in and of itself, $1,824. And to give credit where credit's due, this whole idea pretty much showed up from a follower on my Twitter, and they made the comment about, the power of the markets. And I got to think about that, and I said, that's true, but, and what is the but? Well, it's not really the power of the markets, but more so the power of the mindset, how you approach money management. Whether you're a beginner to money management, personal finances, building wealth, or you're somebody that's maybe just struggling, really, it's the power comes from the mindset. And what actually is a mindset? Well, it's a set of attitudes. So what is the money management mindset that I use that a lot of other people use, right? And so this is not me trying to say, wow, nobody else knows about this. Not at all. The point here being that people that are wealthy, people that are rich, people that have success, and then, have you ever heard it? The rich keep on getting richer. Well, this is how it's, done because they approach money in this way. And I don't say any of this from a greedy standpoint, but just from more of all right, what's your philosophy of money? When you are approaching and looking to handle your money, how are you looking to handle it? How are you looking to manage it? And really it all boils down to this overall concept, get versus make. What do I mean by this? Well, there's two scenarios out there when it comes to money management and when it comes to how you're going to behave from a personal finance and from just kind of a wealth building perspective. So the first type is make, meaning that is someone else, that is their hands down there. Maybe you can guess whose the other hand is. That is your hand. That is how you make someone else rich, right? You make someone else rich. You make someone else wealthy by giving them your money. That's not what we want though. We want to take the attitude, and my strategy is all about, all right, get. And once again, I don't say that in a greedy way. I just say it in a philosophical way towards how are you making your money work for you? What are you doing with your money that's going to allow for greater things to happen in the bigger picture, which I'll get to. But as far as the get scenario, you probably see where I'm going with this. That is someone else's hand, and then that is actually your hand. So in this situation that I just showed you, Mickey Mouse, Disney, was actually giving me the money. And that's what you want. And this is how you get rich. So get versus make. Do you want to get rich or do you want to make someone else rich? That's the core question. That's what you need to decide. And I choose, I'd rather get rich. Now let's talk about kind of the flow of money and just the money management process as a whole. So how does this all work? And then, where do the big kind of steps come into play where you just got to look in the mirror and say, all right, what am I going to decide? So first off, just collect, right? You have to get money, whether that's from a job or maybe you start a side hustle. You have to collect money. Nothing fancy there. We all know that, hey, you know what? If anything wants to work from a money management process, from a money management strategy, well, you need to collect some money. After you collect that money though, well, and I'm assuming you're a responsible individual, you got to take care of needs, right? There might be a rent payment. There might be some sort of mortgage payment, or you definitely got to pay the gas bill, okay? Got to pay the gas bill. But there's other things out there that are necessities, right? That they just need to be paid, and there's no other way around it. Your kids need to eat, you need to eat, and it's just a matter of, because I'm a responsible individual, I need to make sure that these needs are being taken care of. After those needs are taken care of, that's where the have comes in play. You have what? Well, you have money. You should have money left over. You should have a situation where, okay, I've collected money, I've been responsible, and I've taken care of needs. Oh, look, I have money left over. This always brings up the question, well, maybe it's not enough, or I want some more. Well, in that situation, that's fine. There's a couple of different scenarios. You can either go out there and collect more, right? Pick up another side hustle, pick up a part-time job, get out there. I don't know, start knocking on people's doors. Can I shovel your driveway if you live someplace where there's snow? Maybe can I mow your, you just got to get out there. You can collect more, or you can try to reduce the needs, or in more commonplace, make sure that your needs are actually a need. And I'm not here to sit here and say, oh, you can never have fun in life, you shouldn't enjoy life. But a lot of times people call things needs that aren't actually needs, as in your kids will be fine, you'll be fine, you'll survive. So that's the thing, is reduce needs. Maybe just look over them again and say, are you sure that's actually a need? Because if it's not, trust me, just cut it temporarily and I'll show you, and you'll see just how powerful all this stuff is. But those are a couple of scenarios there if you're not quite satisfied with what you have left over after taking care of all your needs. So after this is where the mindset comes into play. And this is also where the decision needs to be made. And this is going to be what determines wealthy versus broke, poor versus rich. Whatever you want to say, this is the one decision. And the powerful part here is that the person making the decision is not somebody else. It's the person in the mirror. It's you. That's awesome. That's such a freeing thought. That's such a freeing circumstance to be in, where it's up to you to make the decision. So what does that decision come down to? Well, the first scenario is potentially a make. So maybe you're saying, you know what, Disney Plus, and this will all make sense because this is exactly, like I said, real world results here. This is how I made that money from Disney, was because of the dynamics and the events that about played out. But Disney Plus, meaning you're going to make Disney rich, right? Or you can get by using, well, we'll get to that in a second, but there's definitely a scenario here where you could get money from Disney in an indirect sense. So let's go through first the make part. Just a few days ago, as of the recording of this video, Disney Plus says that it hit more than 10 million signups on its first day of launch. 10 million signups on its first day of launch. So what do we have going on here? Well, we have, and I quote, more than 10 million people making Disney richer, okay? So listen, Disney's not evil for being rich. Good for them. How are they getting rich? Well, they're providing a service that apparently more than 10 million people wanted to pay for, wanted to sign up for on the very first day of launch. Good for Disney. Those people, though, are making that decision to make Disney rich. Or you could do something like this. You could focus on Disney stock. So on the day that Disney released this news and said, hey, wow, we got 10 million subscriptions on the first day, their stock was at 137. After they had announced that, in the same exact day, it went up as high as 149, which is an 8.7% move. Now, I get it. If you're a beginner to the stock market, maybe you don't even know what the stock market really is, how it works. That's okay. The point here is the philosophy here of money and how you can approach this, and how, because this situation happened within the stock market and within Disney stock itself, well, right there, profits can be made. You can get money. So how did it work in this situation? Well, here Disney was paying me, so I was getting the money in the amount of $1,824.53. Think about that, though. Some people arrived and they said, you know what? I want to make Disney rich. I want to just give my money away. Other people are like, you know what? Instead of spending the money and giving it to Disney, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. That way, when opportunities like this arise, I'm going to actually be able to get more money. So I'm going to use my money to get more money. And that's the best part of choosing get. Rich and wealthy people first choose to use the money they have to get more money. Think about that. First choose. And I say first choose because this is not a situation where you can never, so I can never have fun because I always got to save it up so I can use it to get more money. That just seems greedy, Clay. That just seems like you're after it to get more money. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's hard to get more money if you're always just first choosing to spend that money, to make someone else rich. You're never going to get more money. You're never going to, and I'm not saying this in a greedy way. Again, I'm not saying this in a you have to have 15 luxury cars, 18 beach houses around the world. I'm not saying it in that sense. I'm just saying it in a sense of, do you want some control over your finances? Do you want some control over your stress levels, where you don't have to worry about money, where you can kind of just sleep easy at night because you know you got your financial picture in order, because you have money growing, you have money working for you. Well, in order to have all that done, you need to first choose to use the money that you have to just get more money. You can't spend it as fast as it comes in. And I mean, when you see 10 million people, first day, boom. Wow, that's pretty crazy. And you know what? Maybe those people could afford it. That's fine. But within the process and the money flow of how, personal finance, wealth building, quote unquote, getting rich works, you need to, at first, you can't just always go to well, I want that right now. I mean, you can, but that's how you're going to stay broke. That's how you're going to stay without any money or living paycheck to paycheck. So what are the results of actually first choosing? Well, as this person pointed out, because of, the way I went about it with the get mentality, I could now, if I wanted to, pay for 12 years of Disney subscriptions. Think about that. 12 years, because I decided, you know what? First, I'm going to use some money to get more money. And then the more money that I got, I could then relay right into, 12 years of Disney Plus subscriptions. So think about that idea, the general idea that, you know what? If you defer, pleasure for a little bit, maybe endure a little bit of pain, the pain being, I guess I probably should save this money, and when I save it, that'll give me the opportunity to take advantage of different circumstances like this. And this is not only, I'm saying this towards the stock market, I'm saying it towards anything. Maybe the real estate market. Maybe you want to save up some money so you can start your own type of business. But the point being, whether you want to get involved in the stock market, the real estate market, starting your own business, I mean, you need to have money. That takes money, but it's hard to have money when all of a sudden you just decide to always make somebody else rich by giving it to them. And then the other best part of choosing get. So these kind of go hand in hand. I don't know which one's better. But again, the make or get, and it's up to you. You got to choose. But for you Indiana Jones fans, choose wisely, okay? So let's say that you're like, I'm going with the get mentality. I want to get more money. I want to get rich. I want to get wealthy. I want to get whatever you want to get, but that's what you're choosing. So think about what is playing out here. So when you choose that, what happens to the have? Well, you're going to have more, right? Because if you're using the money you have to get more money, then all of a sudden what? You have more money. How awesome is that? And I realize, well, thanks, Captain Obvious. I realize that, but sometimes I wonder if this stuff isn't obvious because you would think more people would want to do it. But when you have more money, guess what happens? As far as those needs and the necessities, well, sure, you still need to pay them, but they have a less effect, right? Because you got more money, which means you have more money, which means what you do need to pay, well, less effect because I have more money now. So sure, I got to pay it, but whatever, less and less effect. And when that has less and less effect, guess what happens here? Well, less is required, right? You don't need as much. You don't need to collect as much money because your needs are less affected. And you see how that all works together? It's a domino effect here that's pure power. So let's finish this up. When you need to collect less, well, guess what happens? That's what freedom's all about. You can go out there and instead of spend your time collecting money, you can spend your time doing, whatever you want because less is required. Why is less required? Well, because your needs have less effect on you. Why do your needs have less effect on you? Because you have more money. Why do you have more money? Because you've chosen to get more money and not make someone else rich. You've chosen to get. And that's what freedom, that's what flexibility, that's what control is all about. It all starts with that basic question of, are you going to make someone else rich? Are you going to get rich yourself? And if you choose to get in the short run, yeah, maybe a little painful, maybe a little annoying, but in the big picture, it sure does work itself out very, very nicely. And like I said, for me, and I should note, I'm not implying that, hey, get in the stock market and tomorrow you're going to make, $1,800. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about a general philosophy, a general way of looking at money and managing money so that you can see that there is benefit to those that decide, yeah, you know what? I really would like Disney Plus, and I really would like this, or the other. But you know what? I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna save that money, and I'm gonna start to build up that money so that when opportunities do arise, I can use that money to get more money. And again, not necessarily in the stock market, not in, it could be the real estate market, could be just starting a business, could be who knows, it could be something else. But yeah, it's hard to make more money if you're always just giving it to somebody else and making somebody else rich. So just keep that on. Hopefully that has inspired maybe and changed your framework of mind, changed your perspective of how you approach this whole money management thing, because a lot of people fail right off the get-go. I can't get ahead. And then you see, well, of course you can't get ahead. You keep making other people rich. You keep giving other people your money. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing you can't get ahead. I'm not disagreeing that you can't seem to make any progress, but it's hard to make progress when you keep making other people rich because you're handing them over your money that you have left over. So a little change like that can go a long way. If you found this video helpful, then the easiest way to communicate that to me so I keep making these is to hit that subscribe button and also leave a comment below and hit the like button. Little things like that go a long way, and I've gotten good feedback on these videos, and I will continue to make them. I'll continue to kind of put things together as long as there's interest. And like I said, the easiest way to gauge interest is to look at the likes and just based on the comments, and of course subscribe to the channel. That helps out. There's a lot of other good content, so if you enjoyed this video, then I'm highly confident that you're going to enjoy a lot of the other videos on the channel. So make sure you subscribe so you can be kept up to date when other new content is released. So get out there and decide for yourself. Are you going to get or are you going to make? I choose get, and I hope you do the same thing. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.